this thing? What is he doing? Stay tuned, we're gonna let you know. Hello YouTube world, I don't know how well you can hear me with the machine going. It's a little job we're doing here. Pruning it up. I put this in 2008. We're keeping it maintained here. Pruned it all up. When you're pruning, just some tips. Prune everything high first. So when it drops on these, when you go to prune this, you can clean it off easier. I'm about to give you another tip. Probably I've never seen it on YouTube before, probably have never seen it yet, but this is how we clean up, especially these gold threads. These are very difficult to blow out. Look how clean that bed is. Let me show you this little tip here. Just tapping it on the ground, picking it back up. This is what I prune these cherry trees with, or these. I see a lot of people using hedge trimmers to trim those, and you're not supposed to, because they'll start growing wild if you use those. Use these, take off the branches, cut nice and tight. Look at that perfect umbrella. Just beautiful, beautiful trees. Take a look. See how he's just tapping the ground, bringing it back up, letting the rocks fall back down. See all these? See, you can't get all these out of here with the blower. It's just so hard because you blow all the rocks out in the yard and then you spend half your time trying to get out all the rocks. So you blow it all out. So I got to go underneath here and trim these up. I see I have some suckers down there. But I trimmed this whole job so far with these Milwaukees. Absolutely love them. So there's the tree. Still got to go all the way to all four sides of the house. A couple pines back there. That's for another day. We're just going to do the front. It's a full maintenance account. Fertilize, mowing, trimming. But I wanted to show you this little trick. Look at that. He's cleaning it right up. Right behind me. Look at that. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Little Johnny Mo tip for you, baby. Coming to you with a product review of the Stihl SH86C. This is a leaf vac. You've seen it in the video. I have not seen this anywhere on YouTube. So I decided to start putting out some of my secret tips I use to clean up beds. Now, this is not my idea. I got this idea from a company about 5 years ago. What I used to do is I used to get one of those brute cans and I'd fill them with blankets and I'd carry them with me. And we would blanket everything, then we'd prune it, and then we'd roll up the blankets and then fill up the brute cans. So I saw this company come in. I had 2 guys pruning and 2 guys using this. I'm like, there's no way that's going to work. It's going to suck up a rock. And like, nope, you'll see. And they did the whole job like this. They just, like you saw in the video, just tapping it, letting the rocks, because it will suck up rocks in it. And then once you tap it and bring it up, it'll drop the rocks. And you'll let off the throttle just a little bit. Just bzz, 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 bzz. Now, sometimes there's rocks so big that it can't suck up, and those are really easy to do. But once you get to the technique of it's tap, 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 let it loose, tap, 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 you'll get it. You'll know what you can pick up and what you can't pick up. Now, these could not pick up those branches from those trees, so you just rake those tree branches up real quick, throw them in a brute can, stuff them down as best you can, and that's how we clean up the properties. I use brute cans. I have 6 of them. So what I do, this Johnny Mo tip, baby. Johnny Mo tip for all you guys out there wanting to be more efficient. So this is my truck. It's obviously, it's got the trailer on it. Now, the most ideal setup would be is to have a dump bed insert like I had for many years. I don't have this in the new truck. I'm not sure if I'm going to put one in or not. I'm leaning towards yes, but maybe no. So what will happen is you fill up the bed of your truck, you unhook your trailer, then you go to your dump site, you pull back, you jump up there, you either pull the tarp off that's underneath it, or you grab all the stuff, a pitchfork or whatever it is, and you just keep whipping it out until you finally finish it out. What I found to be really easy is to load up these brute cans. That way you don't have to unhook your trailer, because think, you got to go to the job, you got to go to the dump place. That's unhooking once, then come home and rehook up again. That's all time. Whereas I can go to the dump site with the trailer, just pull off the dump cans, those brute cans, run them over to the edge and dump them over the hillside. Really quick and really easy. And you can fill them up. You can fill up. I don't have a job that I've never needed more than 6 cans. I can do 4 sides of a house within 6 cans. But I don't usually prune like that anymore. I usually go in, prune a little bit in the morning, then mow, come back the next day, prune a little bit more. That's just how I do it because I'm solo. And it's really difficult to spend 5-6 hours in one place and still get all your mowing done. But having said that, Johnny Mow tip, use brute cans. Use those cans, fill them up. And plus, this shreds them up a little bit so you can pack it in a little bit more. I can usually put 3 fill-ups in a brute can. And then you just put it on the trailer, just dump it off at the thing. At that day, I had 3 brute cans for the front side. So I filled up 3 brute cans. And I took a small tree out. Getting back to this. This thing will clog up, and it'll usually clog up right here. So just a little tip. If you do clog up, just take this, put a little screwdriver in there, bend that tip, pull it out, undo it, start it up, blow it out, it'll clear it, put it back in, no big deal. Once you get used to this motion, you will know what you can pick up and what you can't pick up. Because this thing will clog up. But like I haven't clogged it. Me personally, I have not clogged this in over a month. And so, because I know, like, hey, that branch is too big. It's not even worth the time. So what I do is I go through, rake out all the big branches, throw it in a brute can, then come around, boom, 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 just tapping, 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 tapping. And then just let it loose, let the rocks fall back down, kick the rocks over, just keep tap, 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 tap. It'll suck up everything. Really good piece of equipment. I'm so glad that I stopped and watched this company using this. And I tell you what, I didn't think it would work, but man, does it work really well. I mean, I don't know if you saw those bushes, those gold threads, but those gold threads are so hard to blow out. Like, they're just ingrained in there. And you end up blowing all that rock out. So when you're done cleaning everything up, you got to go back through, pick up all the rocks, pull all the rocks back through. You never get them all. Plus, you're tired because you've been pruning all day, then you've been raking up a little bit, and then you're playing around with this at 90 degrees with that strapped on you. It does have a little bit of dust from dirt, so you get a little bit dirty. But I found that everything I did from blanketing to this is the best way to clean up, especially the fine needle stuff, emeralds, boxwoods, taxus spreaders, anything fine needle that's difficult to blow out, this just sucks it right up. And then you're just going right to the can. You're not blowing it out of the yard. Then you're getting a rake, raking it up, or you're getting your bagger, which is something else I do if it's all big stuff. Like this will not pick up privet. Privet won't go through here. So you're going to blow the privet out. And then I usually have accelerator bagger that I will put on this mower, and then I'll just run through the yard real quick and pick it up with an accelerator bagger. And then if I need to, I'll throw it in a brute can. Usually, if I chop it up first, the accelerator will take everything off just within the accelerator itself. But sometimes I do need to put it into a brute can. Guys, that's my time. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is some tips on pruning. This is my Stihl SH86C update. I've never seen this on YouTube, so hopefully that you've learned something from this video. I tried to do the best I could to show you how we clean up, what we do, and kind of like how we prune a little bit. You know, I always say prune everything up top first. That way when it drops on the bottom stuff, you're already pruning the bottom stuff, so it's easier to get that off of there while you're pruning. Just brush it off real quick. Otherwise, you're going to prune the bottom stuff, then go up top and then prune. It's going to fall on the bottom stuff, and then you're going to have to re-prune the bottom stuff again. Makes much more sense to prune from the top down. And try this out, guys. Go buy one. It'll take you a few times to get used to that up and down motion. But I'm telling you, once you do, you'll really enjoy it. And I think it'll make cleaning up a lot easier. That's my time, guys. Johnny Mow tip for you. This is a big video right here, guys. I took you behind the scenes of a Johnny Mow work site, and I showed you some huge, huge tips. Some huge tips. Have a good one.